Now let us try to talk about a different topic, which is going to be, which means how to take care of runtime activities. Like we have got the task concept within Informatica Cloud. This is a common thing even in Power Center also, where if you want to make any templates as a runnable elements, then we go with what building tasks. Yeah. Let us see what kind of tasks that are supported by this particular what Informatica Cloud. Yeah, fine. So to start with, the first and foremost task that we have here is mapping task. Yeah. Okay. So mapping task will be created based on what existing mapping. Yeah. Apart from making this particular mapping as a runnable element, so we can also what configure the scheduling options plus parameterization plus email notification plus ELT optimization, other advanced task properties like buffer setting, buffer size, all that can be done at task level. Yeah. So let us start with what the pass through mapping. Yeah. Where you can supply the agent here. And now can you see here? So this is where we need to supply any mapping here. Yeah. So example, some mapping doesn't matter what it does. We don't need to care. So we are just asking this cloud to make it as what? Runnable, nothing else. Yeah. Yeah, see, we can have scheduling options in the sense. So by default, we don't use any schedule, which is on-demand execution. We are doing it. Now the question, if you want to make it as a runnable, then we can also create our own schedule, or if we already have a schedule defined as part of administrator, we can also make use of it. Yeah. So for example, scheduled scheduled test. Then we can have when you want to what we call execute it. Yeah. So we can use any time zone here. Yeah. So by default, PST, Pacific time. And then if you want to have occurrence, so for example, hourly or every 1 minute, we can also specify. That's it. Click on save. Yeah. Now schedule test is there. If you don't want it, we can just run on demand. That's the first thing. Plus, we can also see here email notification in case of what failure, success, or warning. I think we talked about it. In default is what at the organization level you'll have mail IDs, or else we can also have a custom. For example, so we can supply some mail ID here just to check whether it's going to work or not. Yeah. So in all cases, I've just gave my email ID. Yeah. So these are the advanced options where we can supply pre-command, post commands, and in case you want to execute before task execution, some script you can just place it, or commands can be placed. And similarly, after post, which means after execution of a task, a number of log files by default it is going to generate 10. After that, At any given point in time, most recent 10 log files will be taken care of, right? Yes or no? So now schema change handling by default asynchronous, which means without time slides. Then we'll have parameter file. I think we talked about it, like how to supply parameter file name. We have done that. Then execution mode by default standard, we can go with a verbose in case if we have any issues, right? We can enable it so that we can troubleshoot the issues by looking at what the log files, right? This is for ELT optimization. So especially we go with push down. Then advanced session properties where we can just go with what tunables. I'll come to that later. So that's it. So these are many options that we can see as part of tasks, which can't be seen at mapping level. Yeah. Now let us save it and run. Yeah, let us focus on tasks today. Okay, now let us try to refresh. See, we can see there are 4 rows transferred. Yeah. So whatever, doesn't matter what it does. What we are trying to do here is whether we could able to see, we can see 4 rows. It's performing some aggregation, count operation. Yeah. So that's it. Now we can also check whether we got email or not. Yeah, see, we got a mail. Yeah. So we can see this mapping task underscore pass. That's what the name we gave, right? This one. Yeah. And we can also see metrics from which organization this mapping task got executed and start time, date and time, end date and time, the task name or mapping name, source file, source connection, source file name, target connection, target file name, and number of rows that got processed over here. Yeah. So that's what we can see as part of this particular what we call task execution and look at the metric results. Yeah.
Is there a possibility of attaching a session log in case of failure?
Yes, we can do that. Yeah. So attachment is always possible, but there is a separate task called mail task within the task flow where we can just attach that. Yeah. Okay, that
Yeah.
is fine. So this is the first task, right? Now we'll go with what other type of task, which is synchronization task. So this particular task will be used in order to make multiple medias synchronized. For example, source is a database, target is a file. Source is in, let's say, India, and target is in, let's say, US. It's Western region, right? Example. Right now, we need to make the data synchronized across these 2 regions. So that we could do it by using what synchronization task. And medias could be anything. I've just given one example, database and file. It could be application, it could be whatever, cloud, whatever it is. Yeah. Yeah. So now let us see synchronization task based on what two medias. Fine. See, if you use a file, right? insert operation. If it is a database, update, upside, delete, we can use it. Yeah. Let's say we are using both files, then insert. Then supply the connection. Let's say source file connection. And select a file name. Sorry. And click on next. Then target details. Yeah. Specified target file. Select it. Yeah. See now, if you want to apply condition, we can do it while synchronizing, or else no. Yeah. For example, let's say we have a C1. Yeah. We can place condition, for example, greater than 1. Yeah. So we can see the data in the target, which is other region data, which satisfies this condition. Because let's say they expect only this, the filtered data in the target. Yeah. So we can also add a maplet if you want it. So that's it. Rest of the things, I think we talked about it. So email notification, rest of them, I think we discussed. If you want to supply parameters, we can also do it. For example, param.txt. So for that, probably I'll talk about next round. Let us finish without parameterization. Yeah. Yeah. See, now we got 4 rows. So it should be greater than 1, right? This. See, 4775, which is greater than 1 only, right? We got it. Now the question, can we do the same thing with a parameterization? Answer is what? Yes. Now let us first understand where we need to place the param file with a syntax in it. Yeah. For that, let's go to apps, data integration server, because we are focusing on data integration server. Within that, we can see data. So this is equal to PM source file dir, PM target file dir in Power Center, which is both variables pointing to the same location over here. Yeah. Now within that we can see user parameters. This is where we need to place the param file. Yeah. I've already created it. You can just create it and add, let us say, dollar filter underscores, whatever the name, that doesn't matter. So here we are trying to give what? So this filter value 1. Let us try to copy this. Yeah. And then, so here we need to specify the parameter where in filters. Can you see here? Instead of using this hard-coded value, here we supply what? Our own custom filter parameter. That's all. Over. Next, we need to make sure that the parameter file has been specified here, because here what we are trying to do, we are placing in a default location this param file, right? In case if you have not placed here, then you can place it wherever you want it. In that case, we need to specify complete path and file name. That's it. Yeah. Now let us see whether we are going to get the same result or not. Yeah. Yeah. So let us try to refresh. See, we got the same result. Yeah. With hard coded value, we have seen it. Now we have seen with what? With the parameter also. Yeah. Same result, you can get it. Right. Now, let us say by changing this parameter value, which is 4, greater than 4, right? Because filter condition is greater than the parameter. Now let us restart this. So we should get different result now. Yeah, let us refresh it. See, we got only three rows. So we can see effect of that, right? Condition. See. So that's it, which means parameterization means supplying value or values to a parameter or parameters at runtime is what we call dynamic parameterization or runtime parameterization, right? See, now we don't have value 4 because it's greater than 4 now. If you say greater than 5, then you'll get only 7. Yeah, that's it. We are just changing this here, but are we changing within the task? No, right? No change at all. We are just restarting this particular task. Yeah. Yes. See, let us try to refresh. See, we got 0 rows. Yeah. So which means you don't have any data which satisfies this condition. That which is C greater than 7, right? We don't have any data. Correct, no? Now if you say greater than 5, yeah, then you'll have 2 rows, 7, 7, right? See, we are just trying to check the effect of this particular parameter changes. Okay, so let us try to refresh. See, we got 2 rows. That's what we expected, right? See, 7, 7. That's it. So that's the effect of parameters. Yeah. I hope it's clear to everyone, right? So we just have to create one text file and then place it under the location. I think I talked about it. This is a location, or else wherever you want, you can just place it. But in that case, we need to specify the path and file name. So this is the best option because path, if you specify, right, absolute path, so that differs from environment to environment. So that's why place in the standard location so that we don't need to touch this task. Yeah. Now the question is, let us say here we have used existing this just like a template. So whatever we are trying to say synchronization task, right? It is a template given by Informatica. We are just using it. Now the question, can we build our own template within Informatica Cloud? Answer is yes. In that case, we can build a mapping with a complete parameterization. And let us see how we could do it. Fine. Yeah, let us start with without any transformation, make it complete parameterized. Second, with transformation, make it completely parameterized. Let us talk about two cases here. Yeah. So here we are not selecting existing one. Instead, we parameterize everything. So for example, first one, connection name, right? So whatever we supply parameter, right, all of them or values to these parameters will be supplied at runtime, which means at the time of running this particular task. Say okay. Then select source type, which is what parameter, and create a new parameter. Yeah. Underscore object, right? Say okay. That's it. Now we cannot see fields because runtime only we supply the values to these parameters, connection and also object. Next, we'll repeat the same thing even for the target. Let's say target connection, display label, description. We can give other names also, but I'm just copying pasting. Yeah. Connection type you want, you can specify, or runtime itself we can specify. This is generic way of what I call adding parameters. Yeah. And then say okay. Now select target type. See here parameter. Then create a new parameter. Yeah. Param underscore name here. Right. Which is target file. Yeah. Whatever name. And then say if you want to supply some default, we can also do that. Say okay. So that's it. Yeah. So now let us apply the mapping name, mapping underscore what source underscore tgt with complete parameterization, right? Yeah. And then, oh, so yeah, let us save it. 1 second, let us save it. It's valid, right? Yeah. Now once you supply, right? Now with that, we just have to supply this sources and target at runtime. Look at here. Yeah. So that's it. This is the effect of this particular parameterization. See here, we are supplying sources and also object. So instead of doing at mapping level, right, we are doing at task level. So this is what we do, like synchronization task, mapping task we have seen, right? There are just templates created by Informatica. That's it. Yeah. Now we are also creating our own template. So this could, yeah, here you can see all the rows, right? Preview. What is the name we gave? Labels, right? Display label, parameter underscore object, connection underscore name. That's all. Yeah. And if you want to add currently processed file name, we can also do it. Source fields also, if you want, you can do it. And if you want to change formatting options, you can do it. This is the what you call easy way of building a solution from the customer perspective. You know? Because customer, they don't need to know technicalities, right? They can just apply the inputs to get the result. Yeah. Now can you see target connection here and parameter name target? Yeah. Yeah. So that's it. Now let us try to run it. That's all. So this way we can supply values to this parameter at runtime. This is a, what is this the way to build parameters at mapping level. Earlier, what we discussed was from the file how to refer the parameters. Yeah, yeah. So now let us refresh. See, we got all the rows. That's it. Simple straight through mapping with parameterization has been taken care of. Yes or no? See, we got all the rows in the target. That's all. Yeah. So this way we can also build our own template and then uh, get it executed by supplying values to those parameters like connection name, object name, and similar target connection name, target object. That's what we did, right? So with that, we know how to create a template also by ourselves. Yes or no? Yeah. So, but we focused only on what this particular source and target. Now I can ask question: can you parameterize any type of transformation? Answer is yes. Let us see at least one example, like a source, one transformation, one target. Yeah. So let us try doing it. Which means what? 100% of parameterization is possible within this Informatica Cloud, which is not the case with Informatica Power Center. Yeah. Yeah. So let us take filter transformation. Now let us configure the source. This is same as earlier. Yeah. So connection one. Yeah. So connection one. Say okay. Because we have already done it, I'm just using shortcuts. And this is object name. Object underscore source. Right? Yeah. Now let us configure the filter transformation. See here, we got incoming fields, all that, right? Yes or no? Yeah. So now here we can select completely parameterized. See, now we can create a new parameter. So I'll just apply here filter underscore parameters. Yeah. If you want, you can supply filter value. That's fine. We can supply at runtime. Yeah. Now configure the target properties. Yeah. Here also you can parameterize because we are focusing on complete parameterization, right? So I'll just put here target connection. And then say okay. Okay. So now let us add a parameter at object level. Yeah. TGT object, then param. Yeah. Say okay. That's all. Over. Now we can supply mapping source TGT filter with complete parameterization. That's what we are doing, right? That's it. Yeah. Save it. See, it is valid now. Yeah, that's all. Now the template is ready. Now you can just run where we need to supply input parameters and values to those parameters. Yeah. So let us try to run this. Yeah. I think you're all following, right? Venkat, Ajit, and Shravanti. Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
These are these are straightforward things, but I'm just checking. Yeah. So click on next. Yeah. See, we just gave con one, whatever, right? And object source labels, right? Display labels. Now we can supply actual connections here. Yes. Click on next. See, there is one extra input parameters, right? Earlier we have just seen sources and targets. Now we can see input parameters because in filter we need to supply condition, right? So that's why we can see here input parameters. Yeah. Yeah. See here aggregation. There's some target file name. Yeah. Now click on next. Over. Now filter part. Can you see here? We give filter parameter, right? Parameter name. Now click on new. See, we can see filter options here. C1, any operator, let's say equality. We are checking, say 1. Yeah. Advanced filter also we can do it. Like whatever options that we have seen in the filter transformation, right? So all of them can also be seen over here. Yeah. This is user friendly uh, options because users we don't expect technical details, right? C1. Yeah. Okay. That's it. Yeah. Now let's run it. Now let us try to refresh. See, we got 5 rows, which satisfies filter condition, which is equal to 1. See, all ones, right? C1 equal to 1. We got it. So that's it. On top of that, we can also specify parameter what, even parameter name from the file also. That also can be done. Yeah. So whatever you want it, we can just do it what by building a template. So which with this we know how to build a completely parameterized mapping, source, target, and also transformation level. Yeah. So that's it. For example, if you want to add another transformation, let's say we'll go with what from the top, yeah, aggregator. Yeah. So you guys can try this. I'm just showing it. See, parameterized. Now nothing is there, right? I can just add it. Yeah. I'll just put here ag parameter. And then say okay. Yeah. Now we can specify aggregate. What kind of aggregation that you want to do it. Yeah. If you try to configure with appropriate aggregation, usually this has to be done at what I call runtime. Yeah. Here, if you look at these fields, can you see any fields here? Nothing, because it is parameterized. This part we can do it at runtime. Fine. So that's it. And target part, I think we have already discussed. We have already seen that. Yeah, we have done that already. Yeah. Now save it. See, it is valid. So likewise, we can what you call create a mapping with complete parameterization over here. Same process, you can just run. Here also we need to supply what same thing. So here input parameters will be of two types. One is that what we need to supply these connections. One for filter, second for aggregation. Yeah. Let us apply the connection one, then select object. Then click on next. Now supply the target here. Let us say first one. Then click on next. Yeah. Can you see two parameters? One for filter, other for aggregator, right? So let us apply the filter which is equal to 1. 1 is over. Similarly, here also you can add a group by, which is group by C1. That's it. That's what we added, right? Yeah. Then, yeah, if you don't want, you can also remove this. Yeah. Then click on run. So we are going to get error because we have not added any action, which is count or whatever, right? So operation part should be taken care of. Yeah. So this way, we could able to what take care of building a template. Template means it's a completely parameterized mapping. That's what I meant here. Yeah. So there are existing templates given by Informatica, like we have seen mapping task and synchronization task. In parallel to that, we have also created templates. So with this, we know how to create a template by ourselves. Yeah. So yeah, this is not recommended from the developer perspective because they lose jobs. But anyway, we got AI now. So after I think 5, 10 years, I don't think so where we are going to head towards. So but anyway, so but here from Informatica Cloud perspective, if you create a template, right? So customer they may not come back because they'll supply just input and get the results. Yeah. So yeah. So that's about parameters and stuff. Yeah. So now let us start getting into other types of tasks. Example, masking requires some separate license. For example, there's a power center task. I think some of you guys have worked on power center, right? So remember, let us say we have built a solution by using a power center. Now, so we need to perform the same thing in this particular Informatica Cloud. So there are two options. One, we can rebuild a solution by using Informatica Cloud Data Integration. Second, we can get it imported from Power Center, which is the best import, right? Because we've already done it. We don't need to redo it. So that is where we have got a separate task, which is Power Center task. Yeah. So for example, Power Center task with a pass through what mapping or whatever, right? Then select runtime environment. So now we can upload an XML file. Yeah. I think I kept it here. One second. Yes, I have some files here. See, workflow, which is created there. Yeah, I'm just using it here. See, it is done. Now we can just run schedule based or on demand based. Rest of them are similar, like mail notification, parameterization, all that. They're exactly similar to what we have seen. See here in this particular workflow, we got a source and qualifier, because in Power Center it will have qualifier, right? So then source definition, target definition, simple straight through workflow here. Now we can just save it and then run. Yeah. So now we can monitor this.
So does this job execute in Power Center or like here, like
Here only.
here only, right? But how does it
Yeah.
identify the source target connections, everything?
Yes. So we specify in this particular, see, in Power Center, right? You'll have default locations, right? Like PM source file date, PM target file date. Yes or no? Similarly,
That's correct.
here
Yeah.
also we have got pre-built paths. For example, dollar $PM source file date. The corresponding equivalent location is what? This one, Venkat. This is a location where we can see, so where we can place target source files, target files. Can you see here? It got executed
Yeah, I can
already.
see.
20, right? See, it got executed already. This is the output file. So where we can see the target. Yeah, let's open this. See, we got the data, right? All the rows got transferred, right? This is a PM target file date. Similarly, we'll have what? Source file date. Same location only. We can place what? Sources. Yeah. So, or in case if you want to change, see, for every XML, you will have what? The files specified over there, right? So, for example, within, yeah, you can just open this XML file. If you want to make a change, we can also do it here. Or else we can go with what? Default locations, Venkat. Yeah. Here we can search for whatever it does. Let's say SEQ underscore. See SEQ name we can see right here. Yes or no? So this is XML file. This is a source qualifier SQ underscore. Then SEQ1 is actual source file. See target. You can see target definition, right? So that's it. Here also, if you want, we can just what you call get it changed, or else we can just use it as it is. Then we can go with a default location. See field, multiple fields for source qualifier, whatever mapping we have done, right? Same thing we can see it as part of this. Nothing else. Yeah.
In case of
This
we are
X.
using like database, right? So those
Mhm.
connections should be created in ASES as
Yeah.
well, or like does it take? Yeah.
We have to create it.
Okay.
So because totally different environment, right? Yes or no? That is mandatory.
Yeah. Yeah.
For example, let us take this itself to answer your question. So this part, if we let's say if you don't have this default location, right, then we have to take care, because we have default location, we are just using it. Yes or no, Venkat?
Mhm.
So same way, even for database also, if you don't have connection, right, then where do you create it? We can just go to administrator and create what? Global connections. I think for database, I think we discussed, right? Yes or no? Yeah.
Mm.
So you can just go over here and create what? Global connection based on the database that we use. Yeah. So that's it. And
Okay.
connection names, we can have same names. If it different, no, we can go to XML and change the names. Venkat, yeah.
Okay.
So it's better not to
Yeah,
touch.
that's fine.
Yes, it's better not to touch XML, because if you want to re-import, right, they'll be overridden. That is why follow the similar naming convention while creating connections, right? So we don't need to touch. You got no?
Yeah.
Yeah. So here you can just create a connection. Yeah. So we have some connections already. For example, dbcon, you know, and select type of database. Example, MySQL. I don't know whether MySQL up and running or not. Let us see. If it doesn't work, we'll bring it up. So username is root, password is root, and host localhost. This is a port number, database name something. Yeah, some test. If you have any SSL stuff, you can also supply it and test connection. So once you create a connection, right? This connection should match with what was created in Power Center. That's it. This is mandatory. Yeah. See, it says error establishing, which means this server is not up and running. Yeah. So can you see here? It is not started. So this way we have to take care and get. Okay. So that's it. You know, now it will take some time. I think. See, it is fast. See, now we could able to say that connection is successful. This is how we can create a connection, Venkat. Yeah. So then run the job which contains database, source or target, doesn't matter. Yeah. So that's it. How to take care of database stuff. Yeah. Any other questions? Venkat, Ajit and Sravanti.
I'm good.
Fine. So if there are
Thank
no
you, sir.
questions, okay. If there are no questions, then we'll stop here. We'll continue from it tomorrow with other types of tasks. Right? Okay, then.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much and bye.
Thank you.